Good morning, Year 10. I hope you're well. Today we're going to go through the final question on this reading paper, which is all about viewpoints and perspectives. So you've done question 1, you've done 2, you've done 3, final question. This question is worth 20 marks. So this is worth half of all the marks that you're awarded for section A. So it's really important that you give yourself time to do it. When you're writing it up, allow 20-25 minutes. That's what you'll be doing tomorrow. Today, we're just going to start planning. So just a quick reminder, what is perspective? So it's just a particular attitude or a particular way of seeing things. It's the point of view that somebody has. My perspective on school is going to be very different from yours. For me, it's where I go to do my job. For you, it's where you have to go to learn. So for me, I'm presenting to you every day and facilitating your learning. For you, you are absorbing stuff from the teachers. So we have different perspectives. Let's have a look at another example. This is a tweet from Barack Obama from a while ago. And he tweeted this. He said, 97% of scientists agree climate change is real, man-made and dangerous. And then he's included a link to an article by scientists. So what is his perspective on global warming? What is his viewpoint? What is his attitude? Well, I think it's that he believes that global warming is a problem and that it's real and that we need to do something about it. Compare it to our mate Donald Trump, who tweeted this. He said, snowing in Texas and Louisiana, record-setting freezing temperatures throughout the country and beyond. Global warming is an expensive hoax. What's his perspective? What's his way of seeing things? What's his point of view? Doesn't believe it's real, does he? Thinks the whole thing is a joke. So once you get your head around what viewpoints and perspectives are, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's what opinion does that person have? Now, do you remember this lot? Do you remember this woman, Rachel Halliwell? Don't get me started. Why the heck have they closed my child's school? What was her perspective? What was her viewpoint? What was her attitude to having her kids' school closed? She was cross about it. She didn't see any reason why the school had to be closed. She thought people driving their 4x4 cars should go and pick up all the teachers and take them into school and get her kids out of her house and back to school because she was sick of having them under her feet. What about these guys? Do you remember them? So we looked particularly at Caitlin Moran, didn't we? But we had these political people, we had these deliberately offensive people, we had these people who've got opinions on celebrity. And if you haven't been reading opinion articles, why not? You need to be doing that as part of your revision for this. So it's just a reminder, that's what this exam is all about. It's all about analysing how other people are putting their point of view across so that you can then do the same thing when your turn comes, and it will come. Okay, so what we are planning for, this is the task which is on Show My Homework. Compare how the writers convey their different attitudes to Barnum's circus and acts. That's the task, and you've got to look at the whole of source A and then the whole of source B. So you need to look at everything. And then you get these bullet points. In your answer, you should compare their different perspectives, compare the methods they use, that's the tricky bit, and support your ideas with quotations from the text. We know what their perspectives are. We've already done question 1, question 2, question 3. We know what their perspectives are. The person writing in source A thinks P.T. Barnum was a terrible man who was exploiting these poor, vulnerable people. You did that in question 2. And we know that P.T. Barnum was quite matter-of-fact about it, actually genuinely seemed to be entranced and enthralled by these interesting individual people. So different perspectives. So what we need to look at is that second bullet point there, comparing the methods. How do they use language? How do they present their thoughts and feelings? This is an analytical question, okay? We also need to be answering what the writers think, what has shaped their thoughts and feelings, and what have they experienced, because your attitude comes from your experience, doesn't it? So, a reminder of methods and a reminder of what the exam board last year, or the year before I think actually said. They said that students should be encouraged to engage with a wide variety of methods. So these are all the methods that writers have at their disposal. We've got on here their facts and opinions, their tone of writing. That's interesting, isn't it? You can be sarcastic in your tone, can't you? Sort of mocking and taking the mickey. Obvious one is our language devices. You did a lot of that in question 3 when you were looking at metaphors and similes and adverbs and adjectives. And any of those quotes you used for question 3, you can reuse them in this one, question 4. So none of that work has gone to waste. You can reuse those same ideas. Use of direct address. I am talking to you. Think back to your Year 9 public speaking competition. It's the same thing. Formality, using very formal words to make yourself sound like an expert, to back up your point of view. Bias. This is all about bias. Perspective means you have an opinion and you fall on one side and you're not sitting on the fence. You are biased. You have an opinion that's yours. Hyperboles, exaggeration. The purpose of the text. Is it an article? Is it an autobiography? Is it a diary? And what is the purpose? Is it to persuade? Is it to inform? Is it to complain? Point of view we've spoken about. That's what POV stands for there. I think my cursor's gone. There we go, POV. The setting can be quite useful in conveying a particular perspective, can't it? If you have a happy memory, you've probably got the sun shining somewhere in your memory. So setting can be quite important. Anecdotes, so real life stories, things that happened. The ordering of details, the chronology. Does it start at the beginning and finish at the end? Does it jump around? Dialogue, are there quotes? Is there direct speech? And word groups or semantic field. So all of these methods we need to be exploring. So what I've done for you on Show My Homework, I've put up a planning sheet, and in order to help you fill this in, we just need to break down what the question actually means. So this is the task. Compare how the writers convey their different attitudes to the circus and the acts that are on in the circus. So if we have a look at just breaking down the question, this is the first bit. Refer to the whole of source A together with the whole of source B. Okay, so whereas the previous questions have asked you to look at a small section, you're looking at the whole thing here. Compare how the writers convey. So this is a how question. You need to look at the language methods and devices, and you need to compare them. Are they similar? Are they different? Their attitudes to Barnum's Circus. You need to know what the writers think, feel, and believe about this. Now we know that, you know that, you've proven to me that you know that. But what has influenced their thoughts and feelings? I mean, you could argue that the piece of writing that was done in the 21st century, that's been influenced by what we now understand as sort of cultural beliefs we have today, which are quite different to the cultural beliefs and norms from 100 years ago. Support your response with references to the text. You have to have quotes. You have to have examples from the text. If you don't, you're not going to get very many marks. Okay, so this is your task today. I don't want you to send anything in to me. I just want you to have a go at planning your response. So I've put this table on Show My Homework as a PDF. And I've taken some lines from the beginning of source A and the beginning of source B. So what I've said here is the way the article starts. It says, the problem is the real life P.T. Barnum was not exactly a crusader for social justice. What does the writer think, feel, believe? The writer is expressing his opinion that Barnum was not the saviour that he is portrayed to be. Straightforward. What methods are used? Well, we've got strong opinion, and also this adverb, not exactly a crusader for social justice. And it's a mocking tone, it's sarcastic, isn't it? The second quote from Source A, I chose, something tells me we won't see Jackman doing that. That Barnum's questionable actions will be omitted, they'll be left out from the film version. If you remember, that was in reference to the autopsy that he conducted on that disabled, blind slave woman. Just appalling behaviour, and obviously that was left out of the film. Why? Because they don't conform to the version of P.T. Barnum that Hugh Jackman is trying to sell. So again, that's opinion, and we've got personal pronouns for addressing the reader. Something tells me we won't be seeing that, and the tone here is kind of angry, isn't it? I'll just read through the last two I've chosen here from the beginning of Source B, which is P.T. Barnum's autobiography. After seeing him and talking with him, I at once determined to secure his services from his parents and to exhibit him in public. Okay, what does the writer believe? He believes that the public will want to see Charles Stratton because he is unique. He believes Stratton will be a big hit for the show. This is what method is used? It's an anecdote, isn't it? If we just quickly go back to the methods slide, it's an anecdote here. So refer back to this, it will be very useful. And what tone is used? It's quite excitable. He's excited, isn't he? I at once determined to secure him. And the last one I took was, some licence might indeed be taken with the facts. Remember, he said he was definitely deliberately going to lie about how old he was and where he came from. But even with this advantage, I really feel that the adventure was nothing more than an experiment. Okay, so he's just saying he has to lie to his public in order for them to be interested. And he feels that he should try deceiving the public to see if it works, like an experiment. So again, we've got opinion and revelations. He's revealing his secrets to us, which is kind of mysterious. Okay, so your task for today is to see if you can find another 2 quotes from each source from later on in that particular extract. Tomorrow we're going to spend some time, tomorrow and Thursday, actually writing this up, and then we're done with The Greatest Showman. That's all we're going to do on it. So I hope that's clear. I hope you understand what you need to do. As always, please email me or send me a message on Show My Homework, and I'll do my best to help you. But please have a go at planning. Choose another 2 quotes from Source A and 2 quotes from Source B, and fill in something like this table, what they think and believe, what methods and what tone, and that will form the backbone of your writing. Okay, good luck, Year 10, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.